Okay, so the entire point of my channel is to discuss the progression of my eye condition. But I decided that if I'm going to tell you about the progression of my eye condition, I should probably tell you how I found out about it first. So, let me start from the beginning. So I was about like 5 or 6 when I got glasses. My parents realized, oh, she sits really close to the TV. We should probably have her eyes checked out. So I did, and my doctor gave me some glasses. It was a good time. I was actually really excited about them. Fast forward, here I am in high school. I go back for an eye exam, and it turns out that my vision kind of plummeted. My eye doctor was really concerned. I was like poked and prodded, and I had to have an MRI because they were afraid that I had like a tumor pressing against my eyeballs. Don't worry, thankfully I don't. Ultimately, I was diagnosed with cone dystrophy. I also found out that it was probably gonna get worse over time, and the eye doctor was basically like, well, you have this condition, and it's genetic, and that's kind of it. I remember thinking like, oh, all right, so I don't know anybody with this, so that means like my great-great-great-grandparent has it? Fast forward, I ended up graduating from high school, and I'm actually the first person in my family to go to college, which is a huge deal. So here I am, freshman in college, studying pre-vet, and I'm taking calculus, chemistry, and economics. I failed all 3 classes. Here I was in these huge lecture halls, just not sure why I wasn't doing well. I was going to class, I wasn't partying, and I was feeling so down. I remember feeling hopeless. I remember feeling like it was never going to get any better, that it wasn't worth it, and that I didn't know what to do. So I started meeting with an advisor, her name was Sylvia. Freshman year ended, sophomore year, I made grades that were just good enough to stay at the school. I went home for the summer. And that was basically the summer that changed the rest of my life. It was during the summer between my sophomore and junior year of college that I found out that I am adopted. So basically my dad met me when I was 7 months old and decided that he didn't want me to grow up without a dad. And for that I'll always be grateful. I found out that my biological father has the same genetic eye disease that I do. And that was the first time in my life that I finally understood what was happening to me. And I finally understood what cone dystrophy was, what it meant to have my eye condition, and what the prognosis could be for me. I go back to school, and I go and I talk to Sylvia. And I'll never forget, I went to her office and I said, you are never going to believe what happened. What? What happened? I found out this summer that I'm adopted. And I found out that my biological father has an eye condition and that he's losing his vision too and that he's legally blind. She said to me, Erin, do you know what this means? Yeah. Means I'm going blind. No. Do you know what this means? What, Sylvia? It means that you have a disability. And it means that you're not dumb, that you just can't see. What are you talking about? Erin, you haven't been failing out of college because you aren't smart. You've been failing out of college because you can't see the board, because it's so far away from you. You deserve help. And I remember looking at her and I was like, no. I don't need help. I don't need help. I can do this on my own. I don't want to have any advantages over anyone else. I can do this on my own. And she looked at me and I'll never forget, she said, Erin, right now, everyone else has an advantage over you. Right now, everyone else can see and you can't. And you deserve an equal opportunity at receiving the grades that everyone else is getting. Right now they have an advantage over you and that's not fair. So I swallowed my pride. I went to the disability department at my school and I met with the person who is in charge of the hearing and vision department at the disability office. and he was blind, and he had been born blind. And here he was, a leader at this top institution. I went to his office and I cried and I told him what was going on, and he looked at me and he said, "We can help you. It's gonna be okay." I ended up getting accommodations at my school. I got extra time on tests if I wanted it. I got notes handed to me before I ever walked into class. I could even take tests in rooms with special lighting. Literally any accommodation that I needed to give me a fair chance at good grades, it was given to me. I switched my major to communication and my grades skyrocketed. I went from a 1.19 GPA to taking 20 credit hours my senior year of college, my last semester, so that I could graduate on time, and made straight A's. And furthermore, I graduated with a job. So what I really want to say to all of you, the reason I'm telling you this story is because I want you all to know that it is so important to know when to ask for help. If I hadn't asked for help, I would not be telling you all this story. I probably would have failed out of college, and who knows what would have happened. So please, just when you think that there's no hope, and just when you think that there's nothing you can do, know that it isn't too late, and that you can ask for help, and everything can be okay. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to my story, and I'm so excited to share with you guys the rest of my journey as I continue to lose my vision.